We're normally dressing some fish or fishing or something like that on our lives. This one's gonna be a little bit different. We got problems today. We just got back from South Louisiana shrimping this last week. Had Adam from Redline Outdoors down there with me. Had a pretty good trip, other than we tore up a bunch of shrimp nets, or tore up our shrimp net in a bunch of places, should I say. So I got to repair that. Maybe we'll do that on a live. But I also got fuel issues in my boat. I guess from sloshing around or whatever, we got plugged up fuel injectors and had to kind of rough it in South Louisiana, figure out a way to get those fuel injectors clean, and hadn't really got out of the norm on these lives. I don't know how this one's gonna go, but we'll try it and see. We're gonna pull the fuel tank on our G3 today. I've got a 20 gallon, I think it's a 20-gallon fuel tank. Y'all can see right down here. I thought about called my boat mechanic and thought about just trying to clean this one, but this pickup is bad, so we don't have any fuel level. And if you look right here, that's all the cable that I have right there. I don't know where that cable goes, but I need to change this out anyways. So I think the easiest thing for me to do, as hard as it's going to be, is to pull this fuel tank. I'm going to have to drill all these pop rivets out. That's going to be a pretty big task. So I thought, what the heck? I debated on going live for this or not, but I don't know. Maybe somebody runs into fuel problems in their boat one day and has to pull a fuel tank. I ain't never done this before, but we're about to. And if y'all want to tag along, y'all can. If not, no big deal. Appreciate y'all checking in on us anyways. But I've got a bunch of ports. We've got our fuel entrance over here. I've got to take all that loose. Not real sure what all I got to do. We're going to snatch it out of there. But either way, we're going to pull this fuel tank out. I'm going to try to set this phone up, and I don't know, maybe y'all can follow along a little bit what we got going on. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this. Got this black crud keeps getting in our um, fuel water separator and fuel injectors. So this is a little bit different one. Like I said, it's a little different than our normal content. Yeah, I know that, but it's part of what we do. So I don't know, maybe more like a vlog of just what we got going on a daily basis. A lot of people see the fish that we catch and the shrimp and the crab and all this stuff we do, and it's all fun and all outdoors, but it's not always fun. You know, uh, sometimes we got some of this other stuff that we got to do, maintenance and stuff, and I'm not real good at. I mean, I'm pretty good about the maintenance. I'm not real good at slowing down long enough to do the maintenance. I think it's my biggest issue. Hello, Crunchy Cracker, Wrestling Dad, Jane Doe. Tap around the rivets. It'll keep the shavings out of your tank. Definitely. And Danielle's not here with me today. She's got to work, make some money. But I'm sure she'll check in on us. But I'm not gonna be able to. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate you guys. Any tips y'all got if you've ever had to do this before? That's all welcome for sure. But I'll probably have the phone set up to where when I'm drilling these rivets and stuff out, I'm probably not gonna be able to like keep an eye on all the comments. So I'll have to come back and check the comments out as I can. But I'll try to do that too to maybe keep it a little more interesting. Pretty sure pulling this gas tank out, I'm not sure how interesting that's going to be. But either way, I'm going to, I don't know, different strokes for different folks. Like sometimes people like watching stuff like this. I'm just not sure how this is going to go as far as a live feed, pulling a gas tank and trying to repair a boat. But it is a serious problem. It's one we've been dealing with for ever since I bought this boat. This is a G3 1860. This is the one we normally do our crappie fishing, all of that stuff in. We also take it down south, do our shrimping and stuff. And down there, everybody knows in the bays and stuff, it's always a little rougher, a little choppy. You get out in the wind and stuff, and that gas tank, I guess, just goes to sloshing around, and that stuff gets in our fuel water separator, which really isn't a filter. Um, Bypasses that, and somehow or another, some of the real fine particles is getting in our fuel injectors. It happened the first time on freshwater lake, like a year ago. Um, then it happened again 2 weeks ago. We were actually live on Darbone, me and Danielle. It was rough that day, if y'all remember. If y'all seen that one, we were going brim fishing. We hit that rough water, and we just lost power, and that fuel injector had plugged. Saw you shouted out, growing up in America, on one of his shorts. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, no problem on that. Don't mind giving those guys shouts out. You know, we're older. We're in our upper 40s, so got to have some young ones up and coming, and yeah, getting involved in some of this kind of stuff. A lot of ours don't really seem to be interested in it, so hopefully, the ones that are younger and are interested in this kind of stuff that we do, that's more power to them. Wish them the best. Uh, but yeah, we had this fuel problem going on for some time. Like I said, it happened to us on that live. I had to pull the injectors out of the motor, learn myself how to clean those, because the way I look at it, yeah, I can take it to the mechanic while I'm at work or something and pay for it to be done. But it's a good thing I learned how to do it here at the house. I had never even cleaned a fuel injector before. But it's really not that big a deal if you're set up right. You just got to have a hose that goes around it, a clamp to it, put a little pressure on it, about 5 psi, and and then we put carb cleaner in the hoses, sprayed that through, back flushed it. Good morning, Mr. Bill. Afternoon, whatever it is. I think it's around 12 o'clock. If you lift the tank out, you can use a motor hoist if you have one. I don't have a motor hoist. What's up, Bradley, Cypress Creek? Appreciate all y'all checking in. Like I said, I didn't have any clue anybody even be interested in this kind of stuff, but y'all can follow us along. I don't know how much fuel's in it. Like I said, the fuel pickup don't work either, so I want to change that out. I was actually going to try to do this, clean the tank out without removing it, but since I need the tank change the fuel pickup out anyways, I should get a fan boat. I need a fan right now. It's hot out here. Jeez. Yeah, y'all see, like, look at here. This is out back of the house. Ain't no wind blow. It's a little bit of breeze. It's not bad, but it's not a lot of breeze blowing. It's hot out here. I'm afraid we fist to get into those summer months, y'all. But yeah, I opted. I may have to siphon some of this gas out, but we did run it one full night, shrimping, and part of another night without refilling it. So I'm hoping I only got about 10 gallons of gas. That's gonna be pretty heavy, but I mean 10 gallons would be like 80 something pounds, I think. But I don't know. Maybe I can siphon it out, or at least lean it up enough once I get to that point that I can pour some back out the entrance on it or something. We'll figure out something. Either way, I've got to pop all these rivets loose. I got a few screws over here on this where the hose comes into the gas tank. Get all that loose. Pop these rivets out. And Mr. Bill says, no kidding, it's hot out. Just got done mowing. Sorry, I'm covering up the. Yeah, that's horrible camera work on me, guys. I'm trying to cover. If I put my finger on the comments, then they stay there. So that's what I was trying to do. But Danielle's not here to read the comments. I'm sure she's going to correct me a whole bunch on all the stuff I'm about to do. But hey, not the maintenance work, because that's my cup of tea. But let's see what we got. Y'all might or may not have the. What does that say? There is no bung on it down in a corner. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's on this fuel tank. Don't think it may be an opening, but I've got to see. It's going to be plastic inside of here, the fuel tank, I've got to take this step off right here. All this is aluminum. I got to take all this off to get to the fuel tank. So I don't really know. First thing I'm gonna do, though, I think is I'll be having to move the camera around some for y'all to see this. But I'm gonna take this contraption here off. See if I can get all that out of the way. And I'm gonna kind of try to be glancing back for comments, and if I see them, I'll try to grab them and read the comments, guys. I said I'm not sure. We don't really know where to go with these lives. You know, if it's something y'all want to see, all this like maintenance type stuff that we got going on, what it takes to, I guess you could say, get outdoors and do stuff, or to run a YouTube channel in general. You know, this is all part of it for us, is having to maintain and make sure our equipment's ready to go. And right now it has not been dependable, so we're I gotta get it fixed. I've been knowing this was a problem for some time. Been putting it off. Like I said, it shut us down inoperable 3 times. And when we run to South Louisiana shrimping or something like that, we definitely can't be having the boat go down on us on these long trips. So I could take it to a boat dealer, but there's only so many reputable boat dealers around. Let's see what we got. Crunchy Cracker says you should do a coon hunt video with Brandon Sepulveda. Alright, Crunchy Cracker, now who are you? I'm trying to figure out who you are, if you know Brandon. And we have done one with Brandon, but I'm not sure if we put it on the channel or not. Like, maybe we didn't do good that night, I'm not real sure. But I work with Brandon, so who is Crunchy Cracker? Tell me who you are. You here local, West Monroe? What oil am I using, Colin? This is on a 4-stroke. This is a 4-stroke. Cypress Creek Outdoors. Just keep doing what you have been doing. Do lives when you feel like it. People will watch anything. Well, we're gonna find out if they watch anything. Yeah, Colin, it's a 4-stroke, 4-stroke Yamaha 70. So it's just fuel. What actually happened? I'll tell you what happened. This G3 we got a really good deal on. 5 years ago now, 4 years ago. It's a 2010 model, and a doctor bought it out in Plano, Texas, or around Dallas out there, and okay, pause there. I'm horrible with names, Crunchy Cracker, but I got you, and I'll find out. There's so many people out there, and I probably talk to him all the time and don't realize who it is. But no, I've hunted with Brandon. I know Brandon well. Paul, I'm not 100% sure who that is, but if he's on the same crew with Brandon, then I'll find out, because I'm on that crew. I got you, Crunchy Cracker. What's my favorite fish to eat, Arkansas Outdoors? I'm gonna go them channel cat that weigh about 3/4 of a pound to half a pound in fresh water. That's it. Just ain't beating them. I mean, I could eat those 7 days a week. Whereas I'd say brim, bass, crappie, all of that stuff, 2 or 3 days of it, and I'm ready for something different. Catfish, I don't ever seem to get sick of. Flathead, I'm the same way. I can eat it 2 or 3 days. It's good. But appreciate that pork chop, jumping in, checking out what we got going on. But the flatheads, like, I mean, that's everybody's favorite. Normally the people that, oh, that's my favorite fish is flathead. Asked Brandon, a picture of a kid named Luke. He hunts with, I got you, Crunchy Cracker. Alright, cool. Yeah. It's hard to keep Brandon straight. Gotta keep him lined out, keep him busy. What was I talking about? I don't even, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, what was I talking about? I lost in the comments. I know I was talking about one of them comments. But, oh, the boat history. Colin, I'm sorry. We bought this boat. It was 10 years old. It looked immaculate. It was brand new. I was looking for a bigger boat. We had the 16-footer. And I got you, Crunchy. We was looking for a bigger boat to do some of this kind of, the crappie fishing and stuff in, go down south and all. And this one popped up on Boat Trader, and they had just got it. Walleye tastes a lot like brim, just bigger. Yeah, I hadn't tried walleye yet. Yeah, I got this boat for a slamming good deal. We they run the boat for like 15,000, and I called on it, and he said we ain't even washed it up yet. I said, yeah, I could tell by the pictures it had a lot of dust on them. Trying to figure out the history on it. And he said, well, we just posted it, but he said, honestly, I hadn't even seen the boat yet. The broker hadn't. He said, I'm going to go out and look at it. It's here at the dealership. He said, but I'll for sure sell it. Said, we just had it in. It's not a trade-in, nothing like that. Said, the doctor brought it back. Said, I don't even think he's run it. And said he had it 10 years and brought it back and just said he wanted to sell it. So anyways, long story short, I give like 14.5 for the boat, and it has 6 hours on the engine. Of course, had to add tax and all that stuff, so low 15 for the boat. And it was, by the time it was all said and done, the boat with the seats and everything, the seats still had stickers on them. The price tags was on everything in the boat. The boat had not been used. The boat never had a fish in it. No doubt in my mind, it never had a fish in it. 6 hours. It takes 10 to break in a Yamaha 4-stroke. The break-in period is 10 hours. So the motor had never even been broke in. So what I presume in that area, I talked to some people out there, there was not a lot of non-ethanol gas in that area out there at all. Like, it was hard to find non-E. Because I tried to find some while we was out there and couldn't. So what I presume happened is ethanol got put in the gas tank, and that stuff just sat there for 10 years. So y'all know what the rest of the story is. Now, that said, I don't know enough about fuel tanks to know if there's supposed to be some varnish in there. That varnish could be breaking down. I'm not sure. We're just going to pull it out, look at it. If I had to get a new fuel tank, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make sure things ready to go in a few weeks. We go back to South Louisiana. I do not want to be out there at night in the middle of the Gulf of America losing power. So, or anywhere for that matter. I don't want to have to call somebody to come get us. I don't know. I don't want to have to depend on somebody to come pick us up and all of that stuff. Either way, I'm sure there's black widows and everything else I'm about to encounter in here. But we're going to pull this fuel tank out. It's nasty under there anyways. It needs cleaning for sure. I don't know. I may have to pull all of this out. Appreciate the let's see who we got. We got Crunchy Cracker. Says he's got to go. Yeah, appreciate you checking us out, Crunchy Cracker. You got to go, no big deal. Yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everybody that comes in, checks out what we got going on. But appreciate you giving me the history, Crunchy Cracker, because for all we know, you know as well as I do, like, you see people comment and you don't even know what part of the country they're from. And I'm bad to forget, there's so many people comments on this stuff, but I definitely got the idea where you're from, and all now I know you're here local. So good deal. Always appreciate the locals jumping on. anybody doing what we do knows that we need all the support you can get out here doing this stuff. So I think now really I can get to everything better if I go on and get the rivets and all drilled out. I think I'm gonna drill the rivets out in this thing. I could take, it's got hose clamps, y'all can see the hose clamps over here, but it's 2 different hoses, and there's also a bunch of trash around, so I don't really want to take those hoses off and get more trash in the gas tank that I got to get out. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get my drill bits and drill out these holes real quick. It's gonna be a mess by the time I get done doing all this, y'all. All you want to do, if you ever have to drill out some rivets, Amarillo, Texas, appreciate it. Solly, I think it is. Mr. Bill's from Jackson, Tennessee. Appreciate Mr. Bill. He's in every live we do just about. Always watching for us. Appreciate that, Mr. Bill. It's the ones like you that keep the channel rolling. If you ever have to drill out some of these rivets, you just want to drill, you don't want to get into the aluminum, you just want to drill the head off and then everything will pop loose. Like that right there. So there's what's left when we drilled the head of that rivet off. And you can see the rivets. Maybe I can give y'all a close up right here. I don't know, the rivets exposed there, but the hole in the seat will pop right off of it right there now. So we're just going to keep going. I'm going to take it all the way out. That one's turning on me, so I may have to get a chisel on a couple of these. If it turns, that means the rivet never was real tight to start off with. It popped loose a little too early when they were installing. Putting them in, you want those rivets to tighten on down. I don't know if I can zoom. Yes, I can. I did not know I could do that on live. Let's see what we got here. Sorry, I didn't know. I did not know you could zoom in on live. So you use the angle grinder on the ones. Yeah, well, most of these rivets like these have like a little hole right in the center of them, so you can just pop that drill bit right there. Drill it, and there it is. It's off of there. That's what's left. Y'all can see. Maybe I can see. See right there, it's just a little pop rivet, or the head of that pop rivet. I've already got some pop rivets. If I don't have the right ones, there's a place in West Monroe I can get those from Granger or Fastenal, either one. There's some other places around I can pick those up. First things first, we're going to worry about making sure that this fuel tank don't give us no more issues, because I am tired of dealing with issues on it. Off today, so got my 1 day off this week. Go back to work tomorrow. But I got a little bit of time to see if I can get this fixed. Get the boat cleaned back up, ready for the next trip. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can sure all of these sides of this tank. I'm probably gonna have to get a chisel. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to do there. I'm gonna have to pop all this loose somehow. It's not all 100% loose. Sure, it's not gonna be real all the way easy, y'all. Never is. Never is. Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm moving the phone all around, trying to get y'all a little view of what's going on. See, I got rivets all in here along the floor that I gotta get out. Probably go get a pry bar or something to get all this taken loose. That right there is almost would come out with a pair of pliers or something, really. Randall jumped in. I'm gonna check back these comments in a few minutes, y'all, and make sure I didn't miss no comments. I can grab them and drag them down and look at them like that. Got a bunch of them down here turning, y'all. I'm gonna have to get a chisel, or I'm sure that's gonna be loud, y'all, in the live. But I gotta bust these things loose. Get this fuel tank out of here. Like a one-man demolition crew in here, y'all. I don't know, all these in the floor, every one of them is loose. I think I'm gonna have to chisel every one of those. Not sure why all the ones on the floor. I guess the vibration going down the lake and stuff. Appreciate y'all checking in. Didn't know if anybody would watch this kind of stuff or not, but appreciate the ones of y'all that check in what we got going on. If you're just now joining us, I'm having to pull the fuel tank out of the boat because the fuel is, we got something in the fuel tank, probably from ethanol gas. I didn't put it in there, but keeps plugging our fuel injectors. So unfortunately, everything we do ain't just catch big fish. Some of it's work on stuff, and we'll learn over time doing this what of that stuff y'all want to see and what of that stuff y'all ain't interested in seeing. Alright, I think that's all of the rivets. I'm gonna have to go get some bigger chisels, bigger screwdrivers, something. But I will be right back. In the meantime, I'll let y'all have a better view of out back while I run grab that stuff. That's my old garden spot right out here where I normally plant a garden. YouTube kind of, I don't know, we don't really have time to plant gardens and do all this stuff that we're doing, so we opted out of the garden this year. I know some people would watch that and be interested in it, but we really wanted to up our game in the fishing world and the content, and that's pretty hard to do while you try and take care of a garden every day. And we got that old nut grass out here, so it's an everyday deal in this garden. But I'll be right back. Let me grab some more tools. We're gonna get this tank pulled out. Alright, I'm back. But we're gonna see. Let me catch up on these comments. I'll stop every once in a while. I'm not. Did that the wrong way. Oh, there you are. Let's see. Got Mr. Bill, Randall. Gotta go hard, a medical procedure this morning. Not feeling too good today. Prayers for you, Mr. Randall. Hope you get to feeling better. Mr. Bill says, be safe, Randall, and feel better soon. Mark C. Randall, hope you feel better. Randall says, thanks. Have you ever been to the Mississippi crappie fishing, Arkansas Outdoors? No, I have not, Arkansas Outdoors. We have not been over there. I hadn't done any fishing on the Mississippi. I have been to Yucatan. Let's see. Yeah, I've been to Yucatan. That'd be the only... I've been to Yucatan and Lake Concordia. That is the only two, like, really close oxbows over there to the Mississippi that we've actually been on. Technically, the Yucatan connects to the Mississippi, and if the water's high enough, you can run out in it, no problem. So... I mean, I guess I've been there. We used to bow fish the Yucatan a lot, and I have brim fished it and crappie fished on it, and it's pretty good fishing. Good afternoon, Plantersville, Texas. Starting to see a lot of people from Florida and Texas. Appreciate y'all. TMT Fishing. Glad to see y'all on here. Mr. Bill. He said if he sees a notification, he's going to be here. He's on every live. Appreciate that, Mr. Bill. Tommy Best, seen a lot of y'all on every live. Tommy Best, your gas line might be breaking down. Tommy, I am definitely going to replace the gas line also, but we replaced it once and it didn't fix the issue. I'm going to replace all of it. It's going to get a new fuel water separator. If we keep having a problem, we're going to put an inline fuel filter before the motor, but I don't want to do that. Some of them say that could damage these motors. I'm not sure on that, but looks like to me either it'd have gas or it wouldn't, and if it didn't, it would just die. Lebo says Danielle needs to work on the boat while you do the comments. I agree, Lebo. I agree. Old man Jeff, good content because it's real and it's usually with y'all. Appreciate that, old man Jeff. Mr. Bill says got about 100 sweet potato plants. Yeah, I knew you planted the sweet potatoes. We used to years ago. My dad and them did. I gardened, but I never did get back into the sweet potatoes. I know we would have to bed them and all that, and get the sprouts, plant the sprouts, or either buy the sprouts and plant them. We actually used to Y'all probably can't see it from here. Uh, Old man Jeff says, by the way, try squash fries for dinner. Oh, trying squash fries for the first time for dinner. Squash fries ain't gonna steer you wrong. I promise you, they legit. Do you do transoms too? Asking for a friend. I have done transoms. I didn't do the welding on it, but I have cut out and fabbed and totally redone a transom before, um, and never had any more issues out of it. Y'all can see right back here, the dog pen's right back here, and now this is a pine plantation. This all used to be a field back here, and we used to plant sugar cane when I was growing up. Dad and my uncle had a sugar cane field right back here, and we had a syrup mill. We actually had a syrup mill. Um, Harvested the sugar cane right here on the side of this hill. This is my granddaddy's old home place. I think he bought it in the late 60s, early 70s. It was originally 60 acres. I ended up with 40 of it, so I've got 40 here where my house is now. But this was field. It was a sugarcane patch at one time. So growing up, I know what it's about to harvest sugarcane, bed it. We had sorghum and regular cane too, ribbon cane. We had ribbon cane and sorghum. So of course sorghum's got seeds you could just replant, but the ribbon cane we had to bed it and all that. So I know a little bit about that stuff. Remember bedding the sweet potatoes. We actually had, y'all can't really, maybe y'all can see it, but let's see. Right over there through the woods is my granddaddy's old house place. It's pretty run down now. I'm gonna end up having to tear it down. It's a nice house place, but it's the old house. It's pretty dilapidated. Um, it didn't get taken care of, and it wasn't mine at all times. So I ended up buying the whole property, and now I've got the old house to deal with. But between here and there, like right in here where this thicket is, that's an old shed right there. That was a corn crib. We had our cows and stuff in there. They had milk cows. We had a mule in this area and a fence that we plowed gardens and stuff with. So yeah, I'm not all that old. I'm 47 or 48. I can't remember, but I hadn't hit 50 yet. But I do remember being 6 or 7 years old, and we plowed with mules and stuff. So I got to see some of that in my early childhood, and that was in the 80s. That was in the 80s. Daddy and them still did things the old-fashioned way. So yeah, that's why I do a lot of the stuff I do, the sausage making and some of that stuff that I do, and y'all see in the videos over time. A lot of that comes from him and my granddaddy, and just some of the. I ain't gonna say we're like homesteading out here. We're not. We live good, but um, a lot of the things we kind of go back and visit, I guess you could say. So let me see if I can get this. See if we can. I'm gonna set the phone back down. See if we can get this thing loosened up enough to get it out of here. Maybe I can pop all these rivets. That one's loose. I'm sure it's not going to turn loose like I want it to, y'all. I'm positive of that. Positive of it. Y'all know what I think? I almost think these vents, there's two vents on the side of this, and I almost think that they're like connected to the gas tank itself. That's what it acts like. What's up with that? This is not turning loose like it should. Not at all. All the rivets are loose. The gas tank, I mean the step. To me, the step should be moving. I don't know. Y'all see these vents right here? Anybody know the answer to that question? Almost like that vent's fastened to the fuel tank or something. But I thought it was just a vent just riveted to the seat, but it acts like, I don't know, it acts like it's more fastened down than that. Like nothing's wanting to move. No, evidently ain't no gas tank removal experts in this live. Ain't none of y'all got no experience in nothing like this. See, y'all just watching. I thought I'd have some help in here. No comment. Everybody's silent all of a sudden. Nobody's got an answer for me. Y'all got questions and no answers. That ain't good. I need an answer. Y'all ain't y'all just here for like, y'all almost as bad as Danielle. Y'all ain't here for moral support. I need help. Y'all just watching in case y'all had to pull y'all's out. Y'all know how. Oh, there was a couple comments. My bad. Why did it stay? That was weird. It stayed up. I thought it was just no comments. I gotta go back and apologize and look at the comments now. Being a kid. Squares sugar cane. Mark's talking about the sugar cane. Oh yeah, that stuff is good. Crunchy Cracker City made it back. Raised Outdoors. Appreciate that, Glenn. Said it shouldn't be attached. I didn't think it is. That thing ain't wanting to move, man. It ain't wait. It was almost going away. Say vents going to a void either end of the tank. That's what I thought, Mr. Bill. Said drill the rivets out. I've already drilled the rivets out, Eric. No, the river's on my boat. Rivets on your boat's what you meant to say, I think. Had to be drilled a little extra because the edge of them would catch. Oh, you done pulled yours out, Raised Outdoors? What exactly is wrong? Mark C. We keep plugging our injectors on our boat motor, and I can't have that anymore. It's done happened 3 times in rough water, and yeah, we keep plugging our injectors, keep getting crud out of the tank. Boat set up for 10 years before I bought it. Long story short, I think there was ethanol in the tank. I want to get that tank out, clean it out really, really good, replace the fuel lines, all of that. I got to get rid of the issues we're having with it. It's not dependable. Us making road trips and stuff. Just having too many problems with it on the fuel plugging up my injectors. But man, that thing is like, I'm telling y'all, like it ain't wanting to move at all. And I'm loose. I know I am. Everything, but I hadn't taken those off. It's a G3. Anybody know? Anybody got any suggestions? Like, that's all moving. Like these corners are not wanting to move at all. I mean, I'm loose there, y'all. I don't know. there it is. Maybe we got something. That side ought to come out. There we go. Got some movement there. We can get it busted loose. I think it's those up there is what's holding it. There we go. One more. Come on, loose. There we go. Now then, maybe we're getting somewhere. I think we got it, guys. I think we got it. I don't know what my phone angle's gonna be like over here, y'all. Trying to get it set up as best as I can. I think Glenn was pretty much had it nailed with the rivets. Wasn't drilled off quite far enough. So they're kind of grabbing a little bit there. Now we got something. My gosh. I'm gonna put that over right. Yep. A little destructive in here, guys. Oh yeah, that's real nice. Well, good news is y'all can see. Let's see if I can zoom this back out where y'all can see a little better. He said like butter. Dang rivets were hung up in there. Yep. Yep. I'm glad I got somebody on here with some experience doing this, Glenn. You can talk me through it now. Look at there. And they didn't leave enough wire. So we might could have, I don't know, it needed pulling anyways. It needed pulling. Y'all check that out. Where'd them things come from? That's all trash. Good grief. Two of my, y'all see over here, two of my screws wasn't even holding down the tank. That's real nice. So, probably a good thing I pulled her out anyways. Now we'll be able to take a little bitty bit, drill all those on through those holes so we don't open those holes up anymore. Be able to replace the pickups not working. So our fuel gauge wasn't working. Man, I think we can get to everything now that we need to get to. And the good news is we know about how much fuel it takes to shrimp for a night now, because we got still over half a tank, and this F70 is very fuel efficient. That's one thing I can say about it. We shrimped from about an hour before dark, pulled about 2100 RPMs, 2200 RPMs almost all night long. Well, really all night long till the next morning to daylight, and we only burned about half a tank of fuel, which would be about 10 gallons. I think this is a 20-gallon tank, if I ain't mistaken. That's what it should be. That's what I read anyways on the G3s. Anybody got a G3 1860, they can let me know. Dale was just asking. I think it's a 20-gallon tank, Dale. I don't know if it says anywhere on here. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm chilling up in here. I was kicking back, relaxing a second. I don't know. Tank looks okay. I think it just needs cleaning good inside. Yeah, 20 gallon right there. 20 gallon, 75 liters. So, yeah, that works. Glenn, what you had to clean one like this? What'd you put in it to clean the gas tank out? Somebody told me to use I was just told to use antifreeze, put antifreeze in it, let it soak overnight, and then clean it out with that good. What do you think? I got I got a good line over here, so I can get everything washed back out this entrance port. I can pop that hose off of there. Looks like I'll be able to get it good and cleaned out. I'm really curious to um, probably gonna put the remnants in a 5 gallon bucket or something so we can get a real good idea for sure. Is that where our problem's coming from, or if we got fuel lines need replacing, or are they breaking down, or what? I do not put any ethanol gas in my stuff at all, y'all. Um, Non-E only in my boats, lawnmowers, weed eaters. Ethanol's bad, bad, bad. They made a fuel tank cleaner. They make a fuel tank cleaner. Yeah, I'll probably run to AutoZone, pick up some stuff. I was originally gonna get a pump. My mechanic said he uses a pump. He don't drill all these rivets and stuff out, and he get in there and pump everything out, clean it like that. But this tank here, I'll show y'all something. If I'd have went that route, look, y'all check that out. Y'all see that? Look at that. So guess what? I don't know. Yeah, there's the other side of it. The gas can go around it, but with that baffle in there like that, I don't know if that's like an anti-slosh baffle or what. I don't know if there's another one. I don't see one down this way, but there ain't no way I'd have got all that stuff out from behind this baffle over here. There ain't no way. Let me see if I can save. Y'all give me a second. Let me see if I can save. Hold these and read. Yeah, Dale asked how big the tank was. This is a 20 gallon for sure. To make a fuel cleaner. Dad Bod said that. Adam said raised outdoors. Dale got back on. Said, is the gas tank hooked up to the rubber hose that feeds into the motor? There's a couple rubber hoses. It goes through a fuel water separator first and then goes through some more stuff. A couple lines. There's a couple different lines, but I could replace those lines while I've got all this out pretty easy. It says sometimes they go bad. What are you talking about? Oh, Dale, you're talking about the fuel lines. Yeah. Yeah, if they're not before, this is a 2010 model, so I'm not sure if those were good or not. And I may just go on while I've got it all apart and replace the fuel lines anyways. I think I probably will. I'll probably run to town and get all that. So you can use antifreeze to clean the gas tank. That's what I was told. I'm sure you got to figure out how to get all the antifreeze back out, but I was told use old school antifreeze to clean it. Colin Mills says used acetone on ATV tanks. Yeah, I actually Googled it, and that's what acetone come up, Colin. The antifreeze tip was just that's an old school boat mechanic. He's semi-retired, knows his stuff. Yeah, I've seen paint thinner vinegar. I saw that online, or simple green. I hadn't tried that. Leave it in there a couple of days and rinse it out. Oven cleaner and a few rocks. Sprayed it in there and swished it around. Set for 15 minutes. New gas lines, whether they bad or not, I agree, Lebo. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I agree, Lebo. No doubt, new gas lines. I'm gonna go to town and get them. So, go with a mechanic. Laugh out loud. Hey, he's sharp. He's the one. We was having this problem. Couldn't figure out what was going on. I went through the all the stuff. He's a well-known mechanic here in town. Probably one of the best that's been around here in years and years and years. Knows his stuff. He knew right what to go to on my injector problem. The first time they plugged, he was the one that fixed them. So, yeah, I've talked to him about this issue, and he said, yeah, you shouldn't still be having problems. You got to get that tank clean or get a new tank one. The tank's made for this. It's made for that step. I'm sure I could order another tank probably. It'd probably be days waiting on that. I think the tank seems to be in pretty good shape. I think we need to get this fuel out of it, see what's in our fuel, and go from there. Go to town, get some new lines and all that, and cleaner and put in it, and clean it out. Let it soak a couple of days, and put this bad boy back together. maybe let y'all follow through on the project, see how it turns out. But you know, with YouTube, we we try to put out a video a week. Last thing we can have is this boat setting us back. We use our boats pretty regular, filming our content, and we're gonna be using this one again for sure in 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks, in a week and a half. We got another trip planned, and we got some footage coming from this last shrimping trip. Will be coming out. We got some good videos coming, y'all. We got a limb line video coming. It's done been filmed already. We got some alligator gar stuff that's gonna be coming out. We got a Z trap build that's gonna be coming out. Um, got some shrimping, some crabbing, and just a lot of good stuff coming out in the next few weeks. Oh yeah, the we got her to where we can get it out now, Mr. Bill. I just got a couple clamps here I got to take loose. I was just shooting the bull with all the guys on here and gals. Um, Give them a few updates on what we got happening on the channel. That's one thing about the lives. I will give y'all a sneak peek into what's coming on the live on the upcoming videos and stuff. Live scope for bluegill Dad bought is almost over. Like, we should have jumped on that while they were bedding. I could find live scope. I mean, bluegill in tops with it and fish them like that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I struggle. If y'all got any ideas, if it's something we're doing wrong, y'all tell us, cause we can up our game with anything and change it up, and we try. My live scope does not record internally my screen. I could change screens and it would. So our footage has to be from a phone or GoPro looking at the screen, and there's so much glare on it to people just don't like watching it. We drop a few live scope videos. It's something I'm pretty good at, catching those fish. You know, we've got it figured out, but the videos just don't do what we want them to do. Late to the party, Adrenaline Turkey calls. Got you. Glad to have you, though, as always. Mr. Bill said he had to eat dinner. It was amazing. Mr. Donnie says, I'm not impressed with these. Has lines they're putting on tank now. And now you get a 3-gallon tank instead of a 6-gallon. I just bought a new 20 Mercury. Yeah, I guess they're downsizing that stuff. I'm not impressed with a lot of stuff that's coming out now. I'm tell y'all, I bought a line the other day, and to clean those injectors out, there was a fuel line, and I guess they won't hold up to fuel injector cleaner or carburetor cleaner, because I sprayed carburetor cleaner in them to flush through the injectors, and it broke down that line, y'all. So I'm like, what's gas gonna do to it? You know, if carb cleaner, I mean, I get carb cleaners a little more harsh than gas, but geez, you gotta wonder, is that line gonna hold up? I just don't know. Is there any soft shell crabs around you? Would love to see how you video of deep fry. I would love to eat some soft shell crabs. Used to when we shrimped. For a living, we caught a lot of soft shell crabs. Where we've been shrimping is kind of up in the marsh in South Louisiana. This is just playing around. We haven't caught any. I think last year we caught like 2 or 3 little bitty ones, but we haven't caught any good soft shell crabs, Dale, at all. But I would love to have some soft shell crabs. That's the best right there. You take that dude and fry him up, man. That's the best. Says after you get it clean. Rusty says after you get it clean. After you get it, clean it. I highly recommend water separators and filters along with Stay-Bill. Yeah, Rusty, I'm thinking and considering putting, which I mean we run in you know, we got our filters in our motor already, and then we're running a fuel water separator. Yes, we are. But the fuel water separator plugs up. The injectors, still some stuff's getting through to the injectors. It's really, really fine stuff. What it does, it gets in your fuel rail sets vertical on these 4 strokes, and what happens, there's like a little bitty there's a bottom section down there, and I think the really, really fine particulates that get through the paper filters and stuff get down there into that, and when you go to sloshing around and stuff like that, it picks up a little bit. And these injector holes are really, really small, like they're tiny. You know, it's really hard to clean an injector and without back flushing it and all. And it's just plugging up those really small injectors, y'all. Don't take much at all. No ethanol gas, 100% Donnie. I don't use it. It's that stuff's it's good for whiskey, but that's it, not for motors. I think the alcohol break down these cheap gas lines, no doubt. I don't put ethanol gas in any of my stuff. I always buy non-ethanol, and I try to buy the higher octane non-ethanol. Truthfully, watching a video of live scope is not interesting. Yeah, Glenn, I think the same. I mean, I watched a lot of it to learn how to do it, but I think what happens, the people that would watch live scope watch it, and then once they learn live scope, they're not going back and pulling videos up. So I think then you're stuck with the people that want to watch just going out and having fun fishing, and a lot of that's just old school cane pole, bobber and cork, you know, that type fishing, and I think that's as we can do those videos, that's what we're going to do. That's what people want to watch. It kind of brings it back the way we used to do it too, and that's kind of the direction that we want to head with the channel, long term. Don't mean we won't still do some live scope videos. We will, because that's part of what we do. We still fish that way. That's feedback we got from guys watching tube. Yeah, same thing, Glenn, no doubt. Stable is ethanol based. Yeah, I actually do, Brother Miller, I actually do non uh, ethanol and do not use stable. You know, stable was something that was created for like generators and stuff sitting there, and it was also a different version of it created for ethanol. Well, the easy way to fix the problem is don't put ethanol in it. To the way I look at it, so I don't even put stable. Now every once in a while I will run seafoam in some stuff or run it through there. That kind of helps clean the injectors and stuff, or some injector cleaner. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea for every 4 or 5 tanks me to drop some injector cleaner in my boat tank. Anybody's got any experience with that, y'all can let me know. How do you crab, pots, or trot lines? Well, legally, if you're recreational, I mean, yeah, you can have pots, but the problem with South Louisiana is you got all these crab leases down there, and you can't run crab traps. You can run the nets about anywhere you want, even on the WMAs, as long as you're checked in and everything. So that's what we did this trip. We actually caught some in our trawls. You're allowed to keep them out of your trawls. We caught some really big ones in the trawls. And then we also went, and you'll see some of that. We're probably going to drop 2 different videos, probably, and I'm answering Mark's question on this. We're probably going to drop a shrimping video where we're trawling for shrimp, like we did last year. I think we had 3 of those videos last year. They did okay. And then we're going to probably do a separate crabbing video and maybe do like some stuffed flounder with crab meat, stuffing type deal. I don't know. What y'all think? But we definitely filmed, me and Adam both filmed 2 different videos of shrimping and crabbing. And it's not the same exact footage. Yeah, it's trawling and it's crabbing, but it was we filmed in the same spots and all that. Just did the best we could, but we actually filmed as much as 4 different videos, or we can combine them, whatever y'all want to see. Growing up in America says his dad fixes boats and tractors all the time. I will tell him to hop on here. Yeah, appreciate it growing up in America. If he's got any suggestions on cleaning out this fuel tank, always open to new suggestions. Have 50-foot old school gas line that I use for my air hose and is still in fantastic condition. Yeah, Mr. Bill, I don't know. Only thing I can say is we started getting stuff from overseas. You know, there's all kind of stuff in the political world blaming Trump for throwing tariffs on and this, that, and the other. The problem is years ago our politicians sold us out overseas. For years we've been switching to manufacturing overseas. Buying. I mean, I remember when it was looked down upon because you bought something that had "Made in China" wrote on it, and now you don't got no choice. If you go buy something, it's got China or Taiwan or Mexico wrote on it. It's not very, very few things are manufactured in America anymore. And I don't care what anybody says about politics. I'm not even interested in the politics of it. But a man stands up and tells me that, hey, it's time we start building stuff in America again. Don't y'all agree? Like, I know most of us are outdoorsmen, and I think all of us pretty much are going to agree on that. But I don't care who you are. If you can't come to the conclusion in your head, and it doesn't matter who your political support goes behind, if you can't come to the conclusion in your head that building stuff in America is going to be better long term, we got issues. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but just the way it is. I mean, yeah, we got sponsors from overseas, we got sponsored companies, a lot of their products come from overseas. There's no way around it. Like, that's just the nature of the beast right now. But I'm definitely not going to look down on somebody for wanting to build stuff in America. And I think that's what we all need to do is put our support behind. Uh, I'm not saying don't go out and buy something that says it's made in China. I'm not saying it at all because I do. I have to do the things that we do. I mean, you look at these cameras and stuff. I can tell y'all right now, all these processors, these phones, everybody right now that's looking at a TV or watching this on a phone, I can promise you that stuff's not made in the U.S. Like, there is no way it's made in the U.S. You know, if it was, you couldn't get it for $1,000. But don't discourage building stuff in the U.S. We need more manufacturers. And what we've done is we regulated our manufacturers out of this country. And I mean, clean's good, all, It's like these solar farms and stuff. A guy here local posted yesterday the site of a solar farm from a bird's eye view. It's all good and everything, but the problem with that is they used to grow corn there. And I'm looking at this like, is that really prettier than corn? There's no way. I can eat corn, I can't eat solar panels. I mean, has any of y'all tasted a solar panel lately? I hadn't. But I ate some corn on the cob this week, and it was pretty dang good. You know what I'm saying? I'm a realist, y'all. Y'all gonna know if you're on this channel. I'm just a realist. I just say it like it is, and that's just the way it is. But the crab pots. Back to that crab question. I get on rabbit trails, y'all, when I see these comments. We use the crab nets. I make them. I've got some like 30-inch crab nets that we drop down. Just put a chicken leg or leg quarter or something in them. That's what we used in this last week's video that will be coming out soon with it. Main issue with building things in America is that products won't be able to be sold in Walmart for, I agree 100%, Mr. Bill, 100%. But if a man thinks he can figure out some ways, or if a group of people can figure out ways to change that or improve that, I'm definitely not gonna fight them. I'll put my support behind them. Uh, I don't know. Is it gonna pan out? I hope so. I hope we can get back to building stuff in America. That's what I was talking about earlier in this live, y'all. Like, I'm looking out here right now at my yard, and I'm going against everything that I was raised to do because this is a pine plantation. We had oak trees back here. Daddy didn't want to cut the oak trees because he squirrel hunted them. Well, we didn't kill but 3 or 4 squirrels a year out of them, and the wind started blowing them over. So I looked at it like an investment. So I had to cut the oak timber and replant when it become mine, just to pay for my property tax and stuff. But the thing is, if I really had time to and needed to, I could cut them trees right there and plant some groceries down there. And I think that's what we're getting away from in the United States. We're brake cleaner at the inlet injector of the injection and hook up a little battery. Yeah, I did all that. I didn't use growing up in America. I didn't use brake cleaner. I used carb cleaner. But I did exactly what you're saying, dude. Yeah, I got the injectors clean. Now I'm just trying to get the tank The boat runs now. I'm just trying to get to the tank where we don't have that issue no more. Yeah, it's I agree, Mr. Bill. If they can walk the walk, talk the talk, yeah, that's the big thing. Can you walk the walk and talk the talk, or if you're gonna talk the talk, walk the walk? I guess is would be the real way to put it. Donnie's talking about the tariffs and truth is foreign countries has been charging with U.S. for years. I agree, Donnie, 100%. Yeah, and Walmart needs to, when Sam Walton was still alive, you had a lot of American made products. I've still got jackets that are Walls brand. A lot of people, I know some of you old timers are going to know this. Most of the guys under 45, 50 years old ain't even going to know what a Walls brand is. I, I bought from an estate sale some Walls brand clothing. That is some of the best clothes I've got. Like the jackets and stuff. You can't buy that quality stuff no more. Those things are awesome. And you can't even, like, if you went to Walmart and try to buy a jacket now, you ain't wearing that junk. If you do, it won't last 2 years. Yeah, the tariffs were totally unfair. They also ruined the trade industry. The the yeah, we accepted foreign tariffs and we didn't charge them anything back, which is basically what's being reversed. Made in Japan or Taiwan. The Japan stuff wasn't, and Taiwan stuff wasn't as bad as some of the Chinese stuff. What we're seeing now, though, is Walls coveralls. Yeah, I've got a pair. They're awesome. Um, Walls insulated coveralls was great. Yeah, Colin, I've got a pair. That's what I'm talking about. I got a jacket and a pair of coveralls, and they were jammed up. Man, they're nice stuff. And there's no telling how old those things are. I have no idea what year they were made in. Proudly made in the U.S. You're right, Brother Miller. And I remember those days. That wasn't before my time. You're talking 70s and 80s, but that's when it started going the opposite way. Yeah, we started outsourcing, and they drive incentives to do all this stuff with like all this clean bull crap. I'm just gonna go and say it. All the clean bull crap, all the crap they feed these people, and get them to believe, like 49, Brothers Miller. Yeah, you're about the same age as me. I think I'm 48. I get messed up on my age sometimes. Danielle straightened me out if she was here. She'll probably comment in a minute. You're such and such. I was born in 78, April of 78, whatever that comes out to. I think I'm 48, but something like that. I'm close. We're about the same age. Uh, yeah, I don't know. If they don't continue to make things better, we're gonna be like in a bad kind of way come 30, 40 years from now, if we even make it that long. You know, all my folks, I grew up hearing every day and believing that we may not live that long, or we may not be on earth that long, or it the Lord might come back before then, and that could be possible too. My granddaddy was a minister, and he firmly believed that he'd see the Lord come back. So I don't know. Uh, I I'd welcome it, but at the same time, as those guys, I know we just keep on living, but I think it's ridiculous when we hear, yeah, hopefully, and I agree, hopefully, but I do think it's ridiculous for us. Like, I've heard people in the church say, "Oh, I'm not worried about voting. The Lord's gonna come back first." That's dumb. I'm just gonna want to tell y'all, you still gotta vote. You still gotta do your part while we're here to make things better for the people that come behind us. And it's just like that. My granddaddy thought he would, but guess what? The Lord didn't come back before he passed, and now I'm left dealing with some of the stuff that some of the people his age just kind of wasn't worried about, So I think as a whole, we all got to bind together, especially in our outdoors world, y'all. Most of the people that come on here, they know this is a hunting and fishing channel or an outdoors channel. It's turning into more of a family channel too. It wasn't exactly the way we intended it. We just wanted hunting and fishing shows to start out, but the more we do it, the more we realize people don't really care about how much we catch or how much we put in the freezer. They just want to see what we're doing every day. As with this, we've been up over 80 people on this live, and I'm pulling a gas tank out of a boat. So, about 5% of the population. Yes, still, now the U.S. makes it about 5%. Yeah, and I can tell y'all, I talk about things overseas and stuff sometimes. I could do it a lot more. I've actually been in about 10 different countries. I worked offshore for Diamond Offshore for 5 years, and I was sent all over the world. So a lot of this stuff, and not that I know anything any more than anybody else, but I've seen the good and the bad in other countries. Not the worst. There's some guys I know that see some of the worst countries in the world that you wouldn't dare want to step foot in, but they have to go there and follow their jobs. And I was fortunate enough to have some eye-opening experiences in some other countries and see how people live in some of those countries. And we still got it good, but when we say America's the best country in the world, blah, 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 like, why is our crime rate higher than anybody else's in the world? There's still a lot of questions to be had. If we're really the greatest country in the world, why is our per capita crime rate, murder rate, higher than any other country in the world? Like, that's ridiculous. It's that way because we're too soft. We're too soft on crime. They don't, some of the stuff we put up with in the United States, they don't put up with overseas. All right, growing up in America, here we go back to the gas tank. I got the answer. White vinegar, about a gallon per 5 gallons of water. Let it sit for a day and do baking soda after you drain it for an hour. Rinse and suck it dry with a vacuum cleaner. Sounds good to me. 62, and I remember Kmart was the best store. I did like Kmart. Broke my heart when Kmart shut down. We closed the Kmart, opened an academy in its location. The academy was great, and then now the academy stinks. The academy has went the same way. They went downhill. Bad. You literally got one line coming through academy now. You can't even get a cashier. You stand in line like a beef at the sale barn, waiting on somebody to tell you, okay, come forward so I can check you out now. That's ridiculous. And don't even get me started on the self-checks, y'all. Honestly, the self-checks are a lot faster than some of the cashiers that work at these places now. That's another thing. Used to, man, you go through a cashier's line and they checked you out and got you through there. Like they trained to do that job. And then they moved on to something better. And it's like we can't even do that no more. I don't know. Pitiful. 80 people on here listening to me jabber. Well, I tell you what, let's get back to the good stuff. Off of politics and all that stuff. Danielle's like, he's crazy. I know what she's thinking. I'm going to see if we can get this fuel tank out. Look here, I'm going to unplug this dude here. I'm going to replace this one too. This one don't work. I'm not sure what exactly is wrong with it, but I'm going to try to get this thing replaced while we got this out. I don't know, Crunchy. Sounds like you need to be listening to your dad. He's smarter on this stuff than me. Self-check, it takes jobs away. I agree, Donnie. I agree. I just, like, here sometimes they're like, grocery store, honest to goodness, I don't know how it is where y'all are, but at our grocery store, Super One, like, I go there in West Monroe and there's one or two cashiers. There's gonna be 5, 6, 7 people in line with buggies full of groceries that I'm probably paying for, half of them, to be honest about it. Don't get me started on that. But then there's 3 or 4 self checks open and one or two things that I'm picking up. Like I'm guilty of going through the self check. You know, just taking the easy way out. But you're right. It takes away from jobs. Probably be best if I didn't do that. Yeah, we're worried about, you know, if our I mean, y'all don't get me wrong. Look, technology's great, right? If it was, we wouldn't have a YouTube channel right now, right? Y'all wouldn't be listening to me jabber. But there's lines to be drawn in the sand too. And when you do technology to the extent that, and their big pitch on this stuff was, hey, we're gonna save a ton of money because we ain't got these labor costs anymore. Well, guess what? Y'all, guess what? They're considering, all these stores now considering doing away with the self-check. Why? Because of thieves. They're robbing them blind. There's nobody. They're walking out the door with stuff because they don't have to go through a check line with visual inspection anymore, right? So now these people are stealing everything from them, robbing them blind, that we do nothing about. You give them a little slap on the wrist, and then, you know, but that's one thing I did not see overseas. Other countries do not put up with crime. Like, the crime rates overseas are way less in most countries than, and I don't even want to go over like what the I actually probably can't even say what like some of the what the punishment was, you know, on some of those crimes overseas in some of those countries. But I can tell you this, they don't play around. You don't go over there and I tell you what we should do. We should just buy plane tickets for our criminals and send them overseas. And if we did that, they wouldn't come back. That's what would happen. So, yeah. I don't know. But I can solve problems these politicians can't solve, y'all. It ain't hard to figure out. So see, our current politicians, what do? If you do a crime, we don't really have room for you in our institute now. But we'll put you up in a parish or county one for a little while, feed you, take care of you, give you some new clothes. It might be orange or might be white and black striped, but we're gonna give you some new clothes. Either way, you get satellite TV, and if you want to and you be on good behavior, we'll let you work a little bit so you can make you a little money, buy you some bubble gum and stuff. But you know what I'd do? I'd give them a vacation. If you're gonna do the crime, we're gonna give you a vacation. Just send you overseas, a one-way ticket. I mean, that's what they doing with their criminals, right? Send them to the United States. We send them over there on a one-way ticket, give them a vacation. They go over there and do a crime. You won't have to worry about them coming back. Problem solved. No more crime in the U.S. It's just that easy. Fix everything. There's ways to fix stuff. Now, I didn't say nothing wrong. That's all right there. Do a crime over there. Ask some of them. Ask them sports people that go over there and smoke a little dope or something every once in a while. Like what happens overseas, you know? Go over there and do a little something I ain't supposed to do. You get to sit over there and rot away in prison for a while. Should do some podcast. Ain't that what I'm doing now? A podcast? Kinda. Supposed to be fixing this boat. I gotta go down, y'all. The comments. Y'all get me started. Y'all do a comment, and then I get started on some of this stuff. Trying to get these screws out of here to where I don't lose these screws. Put this fuel tank back in when I get it clean. But I do have a few days to get this thing clean and fixed and back in. I wonder how heavy this thing's gonna be, y'all. But it's gonna be heavy. Ooh. Let me move some stuff around. maybe y'all can witness me making mistakes trying to get this thing out of here. Goodness. I can't believe. I was like, ain't no way. Wallace, what we say? Cleaned the fuel tank once, took it out, poured a bottle. Mean green. Somebody else earlier said mean green. A gallon of water, sloshed around, rinsed it good with water hose. Dried in the sun, should be good. Ever think about doing dad bar? Think about doing some deep sea fishing? Yes, I have. I used to have, y'all see that big shed back there? That big one right back there? I had a 26.5 foot pursuit with two 250s that sit in that at one time. Had a couple years. We run out, catch tuna and everything. I'm pretty good offshore catching those fish. Charter prices right now are through the roof. Like I'd have to pay, a couple $1,000s to go out and do a deep sea fishing video. So I've had some sponsors talk to me about taking us out, doing some offshore stuff. Yeah, if something like that happens, we might. Or if somebody wants to advertise their business, we'd be glad to go out and shoot like a charter company or something. We'd be glad to go out and shoot a offshore fishing video. Pay for fuel, whatever. Yep. But I'm just not into. I kind of do things my own self, so that's why I bought my boat. We chartered a few times, really didn't care for it too much, and that's kind of why we bought our own boat, did our own thing. I like to catch a lot of fish, and some of those charter captains, I'm not saying all of them, some of them like to catch fish. That's the ones I'd be looking for if I'm going on a charter trip, not the ones that carry you on a boat ride. Some of them just carry you on a boat ride, and they're really expensive boat rides. Oh yeah, I've caught mahi up close to 40, 45 pounds, tuna up to around 100. Hadn't never caught none over that. Caught a lot of yellowfins. I caught them overseas. We fished overseas working some. I've caught a lot of tuna. Caught as many as 30 plus black fins and 20. We caught a lot of fish. Tiger sharks. I don't know if I've caught a tiger shark. I've caught a bunch of sharks. I always didn't like to bring them in my boat, so I always turn them back or cut the line on them when we get them up to the boat. And if we caught a second one, most time we were moving locations. I hate catching sharks. Just don't like them in my boat at all. Salmon. Sound like y'all go all over the place fishing. Sound like some pretty good stuff. I hadn't done salmon yet. I've caught trout and stuff, but not salmon. I really hope that's water and not gasoline. Where's Danielle at when I need her? I'm not sure what good all that sticky pad stuff do other than cushion the gas tank, keep it from rubbing. Caught salmon in the San Francisco Bay. I ain't never been to San Francisco. Caught a bad case of allergies running limb lines in the bushes. Well, hey, Glenn, stay out of them, stay out of them bushes and limb lines. Leave those fish for me. Mr. Bill says he saw her laughing a little while back. Who you talk about? Did I miss a comment? Did Danielle come on there and comment? Oh, he said, oh yeah, she did. Okay, bye you, Bill. Yep, she checks in every once in a while. She makes sure I'm staying in line. She make sure I'm staying in line. What you do? Got people sneaking up on me over here. Come here, show me that plate. Come here, show me that plate. Y'all check this out. Come here. Come here, show me that plate. Y'all check this out.
What?
They all don't grow up like you teach them. Look at this, y'all. Check this out. What is that? What you got there?
Box combo.
A box combo from Cane's.
Right.
Y'all check that out.
No slaw, extra fries, get extra
Hey,
crust, and extra paint.
I raised him old school, but he ain't old school. He's alright. Hey, I'm glad you showed up. Come help me take this gas tank out of this boat. Seriously, it's got like 10 gallons of gas in it. It's about 90 pounds. I just don't want to tear the gas tank up.
Why did you run it?
Because I did run it. I need it out now. Alright, I got some help now. That's perfect.
You should have ran it and burned all the gas out.
That's perfect. Perfect timing. Oh, he was asking about the crab nets earlier. Oh, there's the crab nets right there. Check them out. Double ring crab nets. I think I'm gonna do a video. I got some more materials to make some more of those. I think I'll do a video, let y'all follow along on how to make a crab net. What y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comments. How to make a crab net? Is that gonna be a good one? Do just a video on how to make a crab net. What y'all think? Alright, so y'all get to watch me and Dylan struggle pulling this gas tank out of the boat. I just don't want it to like bind in the middle like keep doing this. It's not extremely heavy. Oh, I gotta pull a line off. Give me just a second. I know that line is on there. Could have done had that one off. I can't get it off. Go ahead. What a pain. I'm gonna have to take all this off and get it out of my way. I'm gonna phone back over here. Let's see what we do. And then we're gonna have to take it out this way instead of that way, probably. Alright, yeah, sorry about that. We gotta take all these hoses off to make this easier. I don't know, maybe y'all can see what I'm doing there. I got 2 hoses, clamps there on that hose. That's the gas inlet hose. That one's gotta come off. And this one I guess is the gas vent maybe, and then the other one's the gas line going to the back of the boat, something like that. But evidently all of them's gonna have to come off. I'm gonna run out of gas before it comes off. Wow. Maybe I didn't get them loose enough. Yeah, maybe y'all can see what I'm doing, trying to twist that gas tank or gas line off. Whew. I'm gonna run out of gas before it comes off. Alright, that one's off of there. Now I got that little one to get. I'm gonna get it, y'all. Jeez. That was a pain. Whew, I might take a break. Y'all see now what I got going on. This one I couldn't get off. Goodness gracious. I don't know. I thought I replaced those gas hoses. I ain't replaced that. I ain't never replaced that. So yeah, it's getting replaced. I'm not sure if the new ones are any better now than the old ones, but it's about to get replaced either way. I'm not putting that back on there. Just about to cut this sucker off. I'm about to do. Pull that. Goodness gracious. It wasn't coming off. That's for sure. Probably about to get gas everywhere. Ethanol save gas lines. What does comment say? Let me get back on the comments. Back up here. About to keep it real when tools start flying. You right. Oh, probably thinks I'm crazy talking about politics. Yeah, she laughs at me every day of her life. Let's see. What we got? Saw wildlife. Dead Bod said, saw wildlife fisheries stock some public ponds in North Louisiana with rainbow trout. Yeah, just put catfish in them, y'all. Rainbow trout thing, like, I get it. Those trout are gonna die if you don't get them caught out of there. Like, I'm all about stocking ponds and letting public go fish and stuff. Just put some catfish in there, some brim. Grow some big brim and put in there. At least they'll survive through the winter or through the summer. About to keep it real. Tools start flying. Yeah, Danielle, y'all see she always backs up a little bit and just goes to smirking when this kind of stuff goes to happen. Nap time. Yeah, about nap time after getting that off for sure. I could take a nap right now. Definitely ethanol safe lines going back in. No doubt, Brothers Miller. Crunchy Cracker said, cut it. Yeah, he said he's 14, but somebody's raising him right because he knows what to do. Alright, yep, I think we're about to get it off of there and out. Definitely gas coming everywhere. Oh no, well, it'll evaporate. It'll be alright. Somebody said, boat mechanic said, hey, you're doing it the hard way. Well, y'all seen the channel. Y'all know we do everything the hard way. Or I do. Everybody else just tags along for the ride. Maybe the hard way, but I don't want no more junk in this gas. I'm sick of dealing with these problems. And when I put this gas tank back in, it's going to be clean. Alright, deal. Extend this back up. You set it over there, give us a little angle. Maybe right over there somewhere. We just got to keep it level coming out. If you don't mind, yeah, tilt it up a little bit where they can see what's going on. There you go. That's good. Let's tilt it up a little bit. Come on. That's good. Thought you was a good cameraman. Hey, listen, man, I don't want to get gas on that. It's going to eat that styrofoam up.
Oh, yeah, I don't move my stuff around.
I got you. So I think you're going to have to get under this and like lift at the same time. I can get it up high enough that you can get under right there. But don't pick your end up higher than mine or I'll get gas all over me. So, ready when you are. Keep it level. Yep, now set it down on the side. Just ease though. Come on. You got it? I'm gonna fall out of the boat. Alright, come on. Get down with it, mate. I don't even know if I can get y'all a view of this.
That my good deeds for today.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, that thing is slam full of black crud. That's our problem. But hey, what else we got to do on an off day? We could have been fishing. We could have been doing a lot of stuff. But next time I go motorboat riding, I do not want to deal with this. And we're fixing to get this. That's terrible. Look in here. Look at that. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Look at that. Look in there.
I see it.
You see it? I'm gonna get some of this out of here. And we'll probably end this live. I've been ending them around 2 hours, but I'm gonna show y'all. This is why you don't use ethanol gasoline. So probably in our automobile tanks and everything else, especially if it's been setting up, you gonna help me dump this? I can't dump it by myself. It's 10 gallons. I at least need to dump it a little bit where they can see what's going on.
Let's do it.
Let's see if I can find a bucket or something. I'm gonna find it ain't gotta be a good bucket, but I need to get a clean bucket. Whew.
So Home Depot.
Home Depot? That's fine, but that ain't gonna hold it all. So we need one more.
10 gallons out, or just a little bit?
See, is one of them good? Or what's that white? Get that white tub, rinse it out. If it ain't got no holes drilled in the bottom of it, it should work good. You'd have stayed at work? He's complaining because he got to do work. Ain't never in my life. I don't know I raised kids like that. He sees he's getting paid at work. He's a school teacher and coach / coach. That's what he does. College grad, so I can't complain too much. It ain't gotta be perfect. Just rinse it out. All right, what y'all got in the comments? What y'all say? What I didn't get? Did I get any comments about the? Give me one more comment and I'll grab them and hold them up. What about the crab? I don't know what I asked a while ago about the video. What I asked? Nobody commented on that. Oh, I asked about the building a crab net. What do y'all think? How to make a crab net? I know the guys down south appreciate it because those things are like 25 bucks, 30 bucks a piece. Y'all have a good day. Mark C. Gotta go shopping with the wife. Mark C. I'm gonna go on and say it now. Cleaning out a gas tank sounds like more fun to me. Nothing but non-E. So we gotta have something to set this on too. Alright, y'all probably finna see an awful process here. We finna dump this gas in this tub. I'm gonna show y'all what ethanol gas will do for you. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all gotta see this now. Let me get something to set this up on where we ain't struggling holding it up. Maybe an ice chest.
Y'all, he makes it work 10 times harder than what it has to be. We could have had this done I didn't say that though.
Huh?
Nothing.
What you
Doing
say?
great.
I'm doing great.
Yep.
Y'all about to see something here now. See if I can get the camera angle where y'all can see the crud that's about to come out of this. Y'all check it out now. This is the old fish gut bucket. But there ain't hardly nothing, no trash in there right now, y'all. He just rinsed it out. And y'all check this out. We about to, huh?
I said I did a good job.
We about to. Let me take that broom and sweep the top of that where we ain't getting that trash in there.
A little bit. Like I said, 10 times harder. It's all good though.
Definitely where our problem was coming from. No doubt found our problem. Sweep the top of the gas tank off where we ain't getting that trash in there. Y'all be able to see exactly how much trash comes out of this 20-gallon. Maybe y'all can hear me. So I'm going to sweep this off where none of this trash is getting in there, but y'all be able to see exactly where our problem is coming from in this 20-gallon fuel tank. How much of a problem ethanol gas is creating. So when you go to the back gas pumps, if they don't have non-E, tell them you want non-E. Tell them to get it. We can eat that corn. It's not supporting our local farmers. We can eat the corn, but it is supporting the oil industry if you stick to non-E. Well, I tell you what, this makes me not even want to put it in my truck anymore. Right here. Alright. We're going to set it like right here, and then we should be able to just lift up from there and pour it out. Ready? Hang on just a second. Make sure I'm getting the right camera angle on that. Probably ain't nobody ever done this on live before. Alright, let's dump it. Come on with it, come on. Come on. Shake it around. Tell you what, I want to go back down with it and let's slosh that around and help wash this tank. You know what I'm saying? Boy, it's a lot of it down in there. But I'm not sure it got what's out of that end of the tank. So go down with it. Just kind of slosh it around a little bit. Alright, now come back up with it. Yep. Wash it around. Do it one time. So I'm trying to slosh all that stuff. Can y'all see that? Down the bottom of that tank, look at all that black crap coming out of there. Oh, it's all in the tank. Like bad. Jeez. No, we just need that tank washed out. Come on with it again. Slosh, there you go. Alright, come on. Some more. Now go. Oh, I'm gonna get it out of there. It's coming. Might have to water hose spray it. I'm getting it out of there. Look at there, there it comes. Look at it coming out of there, y'all. Look at that. Wow. Y'all check that out. What y'all think about that? Look at that, y'all. Huh? What do you think? Y'all see that? Y'all see it all right? I can't tell. I'm gonna turn this around. What do y'all think? Yeah, look at that. Now I can see y'all's comments. Y'all check that out. Ethanol gas, guys. Look at that. That's a white 55-gallon drum. That gonna be my problem. It ain't have no gas in it. Flush it out some more. Yeah, no doubt. I think I just drain some of this gas back into it and flush it more with this gas a few good times. Alright guys, y'all check it out. Big problems for boats. Gas. Ethanol gas. I hear people all the time still saying, hey, I just pump gas. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Ethanol, I run it out fast. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. That come out of that 20-gallon fuel tank out of a G3. Y'all check it out. Major overhaul today on the boat. We got that out. Hopefully some people learn something from this. That's what our channel's about, showing people like that's what you're putting in your car engines, guys. That's what's going in your truck and your car that you depend on every day. That's what the government's doing to us. I don't want to get into that too deep, but hey, that's regulations. We're going to force you to put ethanol fuel in your vehicles. That's what they're forcing us to do. Right there. That's being forced on us as Americans. Yeah, that's what I think about it. I need about three of them politicians come over and help me clean this gas tank out right now. That's what I think. Whoever voted on that mess. Look at here. That ain't even funny to me. Like, really, it ain't. And it's still a mess. I got tons of it. I'm going to show y'all this right here. Y'all look where we poured it out at. You can go let her out, Dylan. I had her out earlier. Y'all look at that. That's my entrance. That's what, just from us pouring it out right there. That's how much crud was in this gas tank. Y'all believe that? I'd get a new tank. Yeah, I think, I got to change this pickup anyways right here. I'm going to water hose this sucker. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It ain't going to hurt nothing. I got a couple cans of sea foam. That'll break the water out of it. I got a water separator. I ain't worried about water. Water ain't going to hurt me. I'm going to wash this dude out. Let it sit in the sun, dry a few days, whatever. I mean, all this stuff looks like it's loose from the bottom of the tank. It was just down in there. I'm going to rinse it out good. Hit it with a water hose. Clean my tank up, scrub it down, maybe put some soap on it. Ain't nothing wrong with that tank. I don't really see no need in buying a new tank. I'm going to go buy a new pickup and replace this piece. See if I can find one of those. And I'm going to clean this tank out. And if y'all want, I may go live again, putting it back in. Let y'all follow the progress. And do another live on putting it back in after I get it clean. Tell y'all how, probably not going to take through the whole process. It's probably going to be a 24, 48 hour process getting this tank clean, but I will tell y'all what I did and how I did it. So, pressure wash it, yeah. I've got a pressure washer right there, right here on the porch. I can pressure wash it, especially the outside of it. It definitely ain't going to hurt to put water on it. Not with all that. Y'all see that? Look at it. Look at it, y'all. That's what you're putting in your outboard, and you're pumping your car every day when you go to work and you have to stop and get gas. That is nothing but ethanol. That's what that is. That's what ethanol, that's what corn breaks down into. That's what we've been dealing with in this boat. Never, ever, ever put ethanol gas in your boats, lawnmowers, weed eaters. You keep having to take those carburetors and get them rebuilt. That's why right there. That's why. Lesson of the day. Buy you some, may cost a little more. Moonshine is water and alcohol. I agree 100%, old man Jeff. We'll moonshine it. We'll put some moonshine in it. Check it out. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Y'all can still see some down at the bottom, but a lot of that come out of the bottom already. I'm good. I'm good. Yep. That stinks. I don't know. What y'all think? Maybe I should do a thumbnail for this. Trouble in the gas tank. I might do that. Do another thumbnail. With that. I don't know. I'll figure out something. Yeah, check it out. That's bad. That's the fuel tank. So here's the boat. If y'all hadn't seen our boat before, some of you, most of you probably have. That's the Yamaha F70. It don't like that black stuff. Any fuel injectors are gonna plug up with that. Heck, that plug a carburetor up. That's our shrimp net pulling points that we got on it now. Center console with 1860 G3. Nice boat. And this ain't the boat's problem here. This is the original owner caused this by putting ethanol gas in there and letting it sit up for quite a few years without being run. And that gas broke down in there, and it's been like that for 4 years that I've owned the boat. We've been dealing with this. I should have done taking it out, y'all. Could have done tore my boat motor up, but no more. We're gonna get her out of there, get her clean, get this thing back rolling. Wow, that's all I can say. Y'all check out a pretty day. Had a good day to do it. Oh, bluebird day and fish wasn't a bit today anyways. I started to go this morning, run some of that gas out and then do it. Heck, I'd have probably plugged the injectors up again, seeing that now. I didn't know it was that bad, y'all. I knew it was bad, but not that bad. Danielle's probably screaming right now if she's seen any of that. Alright, guys. What do you say? Oh, give me one more comment, somebody. Let me go back through the comments real quick before we close out. Somebody throw a thumbs up or something in the comment section. We've had over 100 people on here, y'all, so 68 likes. Everybody hit the likes button. Hit the thumbs up. That pushes these videos a little bit further. Mr. Bill said, Crunchy Crackers have always been told to put ethanol-free gas. 100% Crunchy Cracker. Now you see why. You'll grow up knowing that now. Dale said I'd get a new fuel tank. Nah, I don't really. I mean, I'm gonna pull that center deal out, Dale, and look at it. I think it's gonna be good. I mean, if it was and it was all stuck to it, but it doesn't look like any of it stuck to it. It looks like it's just rolling around in there. I think we can clean this fuel tank out good. Chit Chat says gritty or sludge. Is it gritty or sludge? It's both. Like it's gritty and sludge. It's definitely ethanol, no doubt. Buy a new tank. Donnie said buy a new tank. Nah, I don't. Donnie, I don't think so. I'm gonna take my chances. Don't really look like anything's stuck to the side of the tank in there at all. All the black crud was loose. Every bit of it looks like. I think the gas been sloshing it around, kind of keeps it loose anyways. Yeah, we'll probably go back with a. We already have a canister, but that canister is a fuel water separator. And they're really not filters. It does take out some of this crud that comes through the lines, but that is not really a That's not really a fuel filter. We may put a fuel filter also back to back on that. So just Donnie said, just think what they putting in their food to sell it. I worked in a processing plant for 6 years. I know what they're putting in their food. It's all kind of preservatives. All that chicken you eat's got preservatives in it. About 80% of it does. Only way you can stay safe is pretty much buy leg quarters. The cheapest meat you can buy, leg quarters. That's the only thing they don't put stuff in. All the rest of it, the breast meat, tenders, some of that is pure. That's not pure counting what they feed the chickens, but they don't have additives from the processing plant. But I'm trying to get away from that gas. Starting to get a little woozy. Yeah. Moonshine is water and alcohol. Ethanol. Yeah. Inside too. Oh yeah, plenty of it's still inside. I gotta get it out. Can you put a filter in the line? Yeah, I can put a filter. I got room to put another filter right behind my fuel water separator. So yeah, I should send this in an email to your government. Dale, I don't think it'd do any good. I think they know what they're doing. They know they're costing us money. You know, anytime we had to go out and buy something, spend more money, guess what? Taxes, buddy. Just paying more taxes. That's all we do. I say it like this: people get caught up in the the stuff in the political world with all kind of stuff. And look, I say it like this: it's I don't know. I gotta be careful what I say on the lives, but I can promise you, it's enslavement through taxation. That's the way I always put it. We all are working to pay taxes. So some of this relief on taxes and stuff, I'm all for it. Doesn't matter who it's to, relieve them. Tax relief, I'm all about it. Can't do limb lining being down like that. No, this ain't in our limb line boat, Dale. This is our G3. This is our 1860. I can't go shrimping with that like that, or crappie fishing, or pool noodling. We do a lot of stuff in this boat. It's our bigger boat. We got our smaller 1652 with a 40 on it that we run, that we do all of our limb lining and stuff out of most of the time. Don't even trust the non-E gas, I think is what you was trying to say, Rusty. Yeah, I don't trust any of it nowadays. Besides that, who's to say they ain't putting ethanol gas right there in the same tank and just labeling it non-E and upcharging us 50 cents a gallon for it? You know, there's no way to positively know that. Hello from Alabama, Richard. Appreciate you, man. Lived a long time in Alabama, so got a lot of Alabama experience in my blood. Got some family over there. Use muriatic acid and water, rinsed out, and baking soda. Yeah, I'm not as worried about it honestly as I was, because it looks like all that stuff broke loose from the bottom of the tank. I honestly think I could wash this one out, dry it, seafoam it, get the water out of it, and put it back in. But I'm gonna let something soak in it overnight, no doubt. Maybe some. My boat mechanic says go with antifreeze. He says it'll break anything in there loose. So I don't know. May take his advice and try that. Mr. Bill says you would have had a huge headache if you went out fishing with that crap in the tank. Oh, we did have a huge headache, Mr. Bill. We lost power on our engine. Could have been worse. Cause we injector, when I pulled it out, it was plugged about half. So that injector, I think I got downwind of that gas. I gotta get upwind of that gas, y'all. I think that injector plug-in, no doubt, could have scorched a cylinder or something. We could have had some big problems with our engine. Hopefully we don't have any damage there. It run fine the second night. Learn something new every day. I guess that's true. Talking about Crunchy Cracker. Man, tell you, for a young guy, if you're learning every day, that's what you need to do. Donnie Dickerson, and I say this, Crunchy Cracker, it's what I always tell the young guys. Don't learn from your mistakes. Learn from everybody's mistakes. If you do that, you'll figure some stuff out in life. You'll be all right. That's kind of what I did when I was younger. I don't even think nobody told me that. I come up with that myself, and I started saying, you know what? I'm not gonna learn from just my mistakes. I'm gonna learn from everybody's, including my parents' mistakes, stuff like that. I'm gonna watch them, and if they make a mistake, I'm not gonna commit those mistakes, and that'll make me that much better when I get older. So that's advice of the day for everybody. Don't just learn from your mistakes. Learn from everybody's mistakes. If you do that, you won't make near as many um, have near as many issues. Old man Jeff says I've been fighting the same basic issues, so I feel your pain. Ethanol. Yeah, old man Jeff, you just seen what we did. You're probably gonna have, if you got the same issues in your boat, probably gonna have to pull that tank or have it pulled and cleaned. Ken Mitchell says power washer inside and let it sit for a couple of days. It'll be fine. Done it many times. Been a mechanic my whole life. Appreciate that, Ken. Really thank you guys for somebody like, I don't do this every day. I mean, I'm a general flunky. I do a little bit of everything, but I don't clean out gas tanks every day. So appreciate the advice. That's kind of what I was thinking about doing anyways. Ken was at something like that. I don't see any crudge stuck to the tank. It's a plastic tank. I don't see anything stuck to it. I think as long as I get it all rinsed out, I think it'll be good. The gas can't be worse smell than a paper mill in North Louisiana. Crunchy Cracker, I know all about that paper mill, buddy. Because I live half my life there. Yeah, that's most people say, Crunchy Cracker, that paper mill in North Louisiana smells like money. That's the people that work there. All right, that's Mr. Bill says that's why I'm raising my own chickens. I can raise the meat bird. Oh, and they taste so much better, Mr. Bill. We don't raise our own chickens, but no doubt. 8 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, 8 weeks in a chicken plant, they're 8 pounds plus. They're getting some extra additives in that feed. Use non-E, but I'll be adding a filter to the gas line for sure, just because. Yeah, not a bad idea. I've heard some like it could damage a motor or something. I don't know about that. Like putting restriction on fuel or something maybe. So be careful about that. Do some research. All I can say, Donnie, on adding an extra fuel filter. I really don't think once I clean this out, I'm gonna have any more issues with this thing. And if it does, I know how to clean the injectors now, so it's not a big deal. But if there's no crud in there to slush around, should be good. True about taxes. Oh, it's Chit Chat says that's true about taxes. 100% true. How can you control people? You can control them through taxation. Slavery through taxation. So it's not a racial thing or anything like that at all. It's simple. It's slavery through taxation. You can control people with taxation. That's why the United States got founded. That's why a lot of people moved over here. I'm not saying we did right when we moved over here. We run other people off their land, but that was the bottom line. It was taxation is what people was trying to get away from. That and Christianity, freedom to believe what you want to believe or whatever. Had problems with that black stuff in my fuel tank. Craig Haywood says, and it was my fuel line itself was coming apart on the inside. Little pieces getting all in my fuel. 100%. Stay clear of the ethanol. Do not put ethanol in your stuff, Craig. But I am going to change the fuel lines also. Kevin says, thanks for another awesome episode, brother. Back to my planting potatoes. Yes, sir. Get them potatoes planted. Old school shoveling hoe. Love it. Ontario, Canada. Appreciate y'all from out of country, out of state. All the people that check in on us daily. So I know where you can get a gator tail. Come on, Dad. Bring me one, brother. Bring it on up here. Yeah, I'll be back on the water soon. I promise you that. Where at in Alabama did you live? I was in Sims and Mobile, Crunchy. We was right there in Sims, outskirts of Mobile, right before you get into Mobile there. Been all over Mobile, Bayou La Battery, Dauphin Island, Gulf Shores, all over the south part of Alabama, all in there. That was my stomping grounds. Run shrimp boats out of Bayou La Battery. We always called it Bayou La Battery, but Bayou La Battery would be the proper. Codeine, we was out of Codeine, Foul River, run out of all those places. Shrimp Mobile Bay, around Dauphin Island, South Mississippi, South Louisiana. We shrimped all over the place, wherever we could catch a shrimp to pay the bills. Dale says, love to go eat to catch some shrimp and a cookout. Yeah, we're going to be bringing one to you in about probably 2 to 3 weeks, Dale, for sure. Mr. Bill says, thought about going out fishing instead of draining the tank. Glass inline filter. Yeah, I'm not big on glass. I would do a plastic one maybe. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about, Mr. Bill. You meant today, you said, yeah, I did say I thought about going fishing this morning. I thought about going and running this boat, running about half that tank out where it would be a little lighter to get out of there and all. And I see, you know what, I need to get this done. I got some more stuff I need to get done here too. High octane feed in those chicken plants, 100% in those chicken plants. That is correct. Hello from New Brunswick, Canada. New subscriber here. Hooper's hunting. What y'all hunting up there, Hooper? Stay in touch. I might want to come to Canada one day, or New Brunswick, wherever you're at. Yeah, New Brunswick, Canada. Great video. Appreciate you subscribing. Appreciate you following. Enjoy seeing all of our new subscribers, Hooper. Try to keep some good stuff coming. Video a week, shorts every day. Been rolling like that a couple years now, Hooper, so we got a lot of content coming out. We film ahead, keep it rolling, and keep it real down here in North Louisiana, South Louisiana. We was in South Louisiana last week, but we got some South Louisiana content coming. We always up for traveling though. I always say got gun, got bow, we'll travel, something like that. Keep up the good work, Ken says, on these videos too, man. So you're doing great. Thanks for putting them out. Wish all the best, the world, man. Appreciate that, Ken. Enjoy seeing y'all's comments. Crunchy says Seams is about 5 hours from where I live in northern Alabama. Sims is about. Okay, Crunchy. I'm really confused now. I thought you was here local in West Monroe. Why am I so confused on this, Crunchy? What's the deal here? Because you said something about Brandon earlier. So you got kinfolk here or what? What's the deal with that? What's your connection to Louisiana, Crunchy? Yeah, northern Alabama's pretty sweet. I liked it better visiting than South Alabama, actually. Too many city folks South Alabama now. Donnie says Senses is about Sims. He says it's spelled Senses, but it's about 12 miles away from you. Oh, you're in Loosedale. I know right where Loosedale's at, Donnie. Come through Loosedale many a times. See, my dad was from here in North Louisiana. My mom was from Mobile. So we had property in both states. So we were back and forth. Me and Dad had shrimp boats in Bayou La Battery. We would shrimp, and Bayou La Battery, Codeine, Foul River, out of that area, we shrimped and crab. We didn't crab. We shrimped and oystered Mobile Bay, and then we would come up to the home place up here in Louisiana and hunt and fish. It's basically for years. And then when I was 17, I moved back up here on the home place in Louisiana. Don't put extra filters in line. Ken says, don't put extra filter. Okay, it's important. Ken says, don't put extra filters in the line. Just change the one that's there. You talking about the fuel water separator, Ken? Because I've heard different things on that. That's all we have in line right now, Ken, is a fuel water separator. And then I think there's 2 inline filters in this F70, Yamaha F70. There's one that's got the little reservoir that screw on. It's got the little filter, and I hardly ever see anything in it. Somehow or another, that crud is getting through that into the fuel injectors. But I'm not honestly going to be that worried about it once I get this fuel tank clean. Seeing all that, there's no doubt where my problem was coming from. But any comment on that, Ken, appreciate it. And then there's a little short inline filter coming in ahead of our the manual fuel pump. Not manual. I said manual. It's like a, I don't know, the diaphragm fuel pump. Hooper says, big bucks, lots of big moose. Just on my way bear hunting tonight. Yeah. Hook us up there, Hooper. All about a big buck or moose, or not too crazy about bears. We got bears running out our ears down here, but I'd probably go on a bear hunt somewhere. No doubt. Stay in touch. You can also find us, our email and stuff, in our bio, in our link tree. We've got all of our information in our link tree. You can get a hold to us. You can find a way to get a hold to us up there if you know somebody that does some hunts or something up there. We're all about it. One of these days, like to go to Alaska, maybe Canada, do something different. We elk hunt every year in Colorado, so I'm sure you'll enjoy some of those videos. That's a lot of the camping and what we do there. Y'all know those hunts are really hard to film. The guys that get elk hunts on film is just, they're incredible with the camera. We're going to try to up our game and do better this year. We're actually just drew our tags. 3 of us got tags to go an archery hunt this year. Me and my cousin and a good buddy of mine, Big Larry. We'll be elk hunting Colorado this year with archery equipment. That's going to be interesting. Crunchy Cracker. Okay, Crunchy Cracker official. No, I was born in West Monroe, then moved to Alabama. I got you now. I'm all over it. So you do know some of these folks in Alabama, in West Monroe. So yeah, Crunchy Cracker. I actually know Brandon very well. I work with Brandon. So that's my history with Brandon. And we've hunted together a few times too. But North Alabama is a cool place to live. I know it's a lot to do out in the outdoors in North Alabama. South Tennessee's nice. My brother's in Tennessee. He's up around Nashville. A lot of wildlife up there. It's a nice country up there. Mr. Bill says, Crunch, you used to live in Louisiana and moved to Alabama. Yeah, I got that, Mr. Bill. I'm a little slow, Mr. Bill, especially when I'm breathing all this gas fumes. Dumping this tank got me slowed down big time. So oh, your family's still in West Monroe. I got you now. I'm all over it now, Crunchy Cracker. Okay, Bayou Bill. There she is butting in. She tries to keep me lined out too. Y'all gonna get me straight here in a minute. Says my uncle works with Brandon. Okay. Yeah, you said that earlier. I remember that now. I'm gonna have to check him out. If he works for Brandon, he works with me. But there's so many people out there that, like, I don't know. Family hunting camp in Marion. Ah, so y'all are in so y'all still got y'all's camp in Marion. Is it Camp 5? Yeah, y'all are in Camp 5. That's right here pretty close to me, Crunchy Cracker. I know all them woods. I know all that. Grew up right here where you talk about. So we got a little history in common there, buddy. So I always add sea foam every time I fill up. Yeah, I've heard mixed up. I don't know. I ain't never really heard nothing bad about the sea foam. I just was afraid to put Beach City Boy on the sea foam. I was afraid to put sea foam in this because of the crud that was in my gas tank. I don't know if anybody's on here that is anybody on here that wasn't on here earlier. Did everybody see the crud in the gas tank? Y'all give me a comment. If y'all didn't see the crud, I'll show y'all one more time before we get off the live. Just lean or replace the separator. If you have too many filters that will restrict the fuel supply. If there's brass filter, that's my boat mechanic now trying to call me, checking on me. Replace that, but you won't need any more than that there for filters. Appreciate that, Ken. Need all the information I can get sometimes. You have a little high huffing gas. Yeah. I'm upwind now, Mr. Bill. I think I'm good. I may have stayed downwind. I thought I was upwind. I may have stayed downwind a little too long. Probably lost a few brain cells. Whew. Ain't never done no bad stuff in my life, but I've breathed some fumes from time to time on an accident. Clean it, fill it, and add a can of seafood. Y'all killing me. This old type crit gets you. It gets me too, Ken. Seafoam's what you meant to say. Add a can of seafood. I like that idea too. So it should be good. Yeah, I'm gonna do seafoam too, Ken, before I even fill it. Just to make sure I got what water I can get out of the tank. So I think I'm right in line with you, Ken. It looks like the deal to me. Hunt Big Cane Social Club. Okay, well Big Cane. I don't know which one Big Cane is, but there's Camp 5. All of those clubs in there. That's all right here at the house. We're right here, pretty close to Marion, where we're at. Crunchy. Seafoam. Yes, sir. I got you, Ken. No, I'm with you. Really appreciate you getting on, Ken. Like the information. You give us a lot of information on that. Colin says use the green Lucas on everything. You talking about just for like fuel treatment, Colin? But yeah, I've never put the fuel treatment in my boat, but I probably need to. Not the stay bill, but actual fuel treatment. Lucas is good stuff. I use that in all my vehicles. I do. I use the red hot or red shots or whatever, the hot shots or whatever they call it in my diesel. Ken says don't use too much seafoam. Not everything, unless you run it out. Everything eventually, it will lean out the gas too much. I got you. And thank you, Ken, because that's what I was. That's what I had been told. Like some people were saying, "I'll put seafoam in it every time you fill it up," and I've heard that's not good to do. That, like you're saying, it'll lean it out. So you was Ken, you was a boat mechanic. You was a boat motor mechanic for years, or still are, or what? Are you talking about automobiles in general? Like, what do you work on? Need more y'all on the channel too, by the way. It's always good to have some people in our corner in case we got a question we can come on here and ask. Colin says, yips. Mr. Bill must be checking out. He says, blessings to all. Y'all stay and stay safe. Appreciate you, Mr. Bill. Big time. What you got on that, Ken? Just trying to get a little history there. What you got on what kind of mechanic were you? You seem to know a lot about boat motors, so I was just curious as if we're talking about boat motor mechanic or what. Show y'all one more time, guys. Look at there. That was in the G3. The G3 in the fuel tank. There's our fuel tank. It's a 20-gallon fuel tank. Show one more time before we get off of here. Look at the crud that was in that fuel tank, y'all. That is nasty, nasty. Man, that mess is nasty. And it's actually like granular, some of it. Like it's really bad looking stuff. Y'all can see it around the mouth of that fuel tank, just all up in there. That's where we poured it out right there, y'all. Do not support your local oil and gas companies. Do not put ethanol fuel in your gas tanks, people. Do not. If you do, that's what you're going to end up with. Because that's what that's from. Ethanol. All right. I didn't get your comment. I didn't. If you see this, Ken, I'm gonna close the live, but comment on the live itself. Open the live up if you don't mind. Let us know what your history was on the mechanic. But appreciate you coming on, giving us a few tips on that for sure. Helps out a lot. Oh, there you are. Marine auto agriculture. Own my own shop in upstate New York. Retired for 2 years now, but still work on them a lot. I got you. Appreciate it, and that's the kind of people that we need. Giving us tips on this stuff. Hopefully, it helps some other people out too, Ken. That's why we appreciate it. It's not just to help us out, but we appreciate like I almost didn't even do this live. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't know if like I was like probably ain't nobody gonna watch this crap, and then like I had over 100 people on this live, y'all, at one time. Really surprised me. That's as many as been on some of our fish cleaning stuff. So maybe it'll help some people out. There's one or two people out there gonna have some fuel problems in their boat or four wheeler or whatever, and be Google searching like what to do, and maybe this kind of stuff helps people out. I don't know, but either way, appreciate y'all making it not so dull and boring as Dan as Glenn said. Raised Outdoors said about the time the tools start flying. Hey, if I'm on live, I probably ain't throwing stuff, so I gotta act right on live. So probably made me act right today. Just opening up a live and taking y'all along for the ride. Appreciate all of y'all. Y'all give us we got 86 likes, 71 people on here. So I know all of y'all ain't hit the like button, the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. Maybe we'll get it up over 100 likes by the time it closes out. Appreciate all of y'all. God bless. Have a good day. We got a pretty one here. We're gonna get back on the water. Got some really good stuff coming out. I'm excited about it. A little bummed these days with YouTube because me and Danielle, the channel's on probation right now, and some stuff we didn't know. It was a gray area. We dropped something on that they didn't like. Nothing bad. Nothing at all bad. Something they didn't like, and they nailed us for something that's in their policies, and we got put on probation. So we're having to be on our best behavior these days, and you still never know. You can say one little thing, and you get a strike against you or a mark against you, and that little mark, it drops. In my research, they don't just tell you, hey, we're dropping your views, but that mark, just a little probation period, put our impressions out to new viewers. It killed that. Kind of tanked it by 25 to 40%. So we're not getting out there to the viewers that we should right now, and that kind of kills our soul a little bit because this is the time of the year that our channel does the best. And we got goals that we set with anything in life. That's what we do. We set goals with the channel, work hard at it, and try to put out some content everybody enjoys, and grow the channel. And right now we got like a leak, like a puncture in a tire, we got a nail in the tire right now. So we got to get that nail out of the tire and just keep going. That's what we're going to do. But every one of those thumbs ups y'all hit, the comments, the interaction with the channel, all of that y'all do, people all the time asking, hey, how can I help out? That's how you can help out. Because all of that goes back into the grading system, and YouTube says, you know what, wait a second. Maybe we made a mistake. Maybe they're really not that bad of people. And maybe, since people are still watching and people are still, even though we put them on probation, we're still watching, they're still commenting, getting a lot of interaction. Wait, we're gonna lift up this restriction on them, and we're gonna let them go a little bit. We'll let it bump. So that's what we want. We want the YouTube channel to get back bumping. We don't like to see it. I don't know if we're gonna do it. This is something we do. We want to see it do good. It's just us. That's me and Danielle. So sorry she couldn't be here today. Like I said, she had to go make some money, and but that's all good. I have my one day off. I got to go back to work tomorrow. I got to go make some money. So we ain't on exactly the same schedule these days, but maybe one day soon we'll get back on the same schedule. So we'll be in all the content together. We try to get back together as much as possible. Appreciate all of y'all. Almost up with 93 now on the likes. A few more hits, we'll be at 100. No doubt we'll get there. But for now, I'll show y'all one more time the little view out here in the country. I don't see no more houses. We're not them city folks. We out here on our own little 40 out here. We ain't homesteading, but this is our homestead. Appreciate y'all. And that's going to be it for this one. God's Country Hunting and Fishing. I'll try to come back and maybe show y'all putting the tank back in, repop rivets in it, getting it all back ready to go. Maybe I'll come back and show y'all that on live. But that's going to be it for this one. God's Country Hunting and Fishing. Keeping it real. Really real.